welcome in and good afternoon, good Monday afternoon to everybody. Thanks for joining us live on the 6 Plus app. We're continuing to stream coverage of this winter storm, and the big headline today, Matt, is the ice. We've both experienced it.
Much worse.
Not fun.
No.
It is much worse. Don't let your guard down. What did you see on the way coming into work?
Yeah, so I mean, multiple intersections where you can't get traction, and you're just rolling up and saying, please stay green,
right.
just so your momentum will carry you through. I had one intersection where I discovered that, I don't know if it's just a late model vehicle thing, if it's a Ford thing, whatever it is, but there's a traction control element that if your tires aren't getting traction, the accelerator pedal just simply will not send power to the engine.
Right.
So I just sat there and...
You thought, thank goodness there's nobody around me, hopefully?
Exactly. This is where we are today.
Yeah.
So, but reversed, found some traction, got through. Obviously, we're in, but don't go outside.
Well, and we're going to talk about, we've got, massive school closures.
Yeah.
I know City of Temple plans to reopen tomorrow. That's Tuesday at noon if you end up watching this on a playback. And a lot of school districts are going to be making their decisions within the next couple of hours. I mean, I'm leaning toward expecting to have another day at home because it really is worse out there.
It is, and we're going to be
driving.
We're going to be right around freezing, which is going to allow some of that ice to melt. We're going to be right back in the teens tonight, so whatever melts is just going to refreeze.
Right, and it's a hard freeze out there. So let's take a look at the forecast, Matt.
Yeah, so taking a look outside, you can see, like I said, you have seen some melting on area roadways, which, during the afternoon hours is fine. But of course, when you melt ice, it turns into water. And when you drop back below freezing, what does water do? It freezes again. So that means you're going to be still potentially be dealing with that ice as we head into tomorrow morning. That is not my camera shot, so I will just kind of lean down a little bit so we can stay in the frame here. But again, as you're looking outside, actually, if I step out, maybe they can readjust the shot here and see if they know where my preset setting is. Perhaps, nope. Okay, we're just gonna do it this way. All right, so in terms of what we're seeing out there right now, again, you see cars moving very slowly. That is the appropriate thing to do if you have to get out. Of course, the more appropriate thing is just stay indoors today with all the school closings. If you don't have to go to work, if you don't have to be out and about, I would highly recommend against it. So again, even with a little bit of, you can kind of see some slush developing in the intersection there. That's fine for now, but as we head into tonight, when things start to refreeze, all of that slush is going to turn into a nice smooth layer of ice once again. So that's the issue that we're dealing with. And the other thing too is we're not going to get a lot of melting, right? We're right at freezing. Again, you get the sun beating down on the ice, you're going to get some melting. We're right around freezing. That helps. Tires going over the ice, that helps melt it as well. But it's not all going to melt. We're still going to have ice as we head into this evening and tonight. So again, it's just not going anywhere. And again, like I said, even if it does melt, it's just going to refreeze overnight tonight because we have very cold temperatures back in the forecast as we head through the overnight hours. I want to show you this. If you've looked up lately, you've realized there are no clouds in the sky. So why is our satellite showing us that it is overcast? Because our satellite right now is picking up on the ice pack and the snow pack across Texas. What you're seeing, this is not cloud cover. This is all ice and snow on the ground. Again, our visible satellites, they're looking for kind of that white color like the tops of the clouds, but instead what they're seeing is you're seeing that ice on the ground. So you can see ice all across the area. That's why it's not moving. Again, you see some melt around the edges, and we'll continue to see that again as we warm up just a little bit this afternoon. But once we fall back below freezing, again, it will start to refreeze. As terms of how big that ice and snowpack is, take a look at this. Again, it goes from all the way from up into northeast Texas all the way back through the Permian Basin. Again, how can you tell if you're looking at satellite and radar map if it's clouds or snow? Well, here's the deal. It's not moving, right? Clouds move. Clouds tend to move with the upper level winds. So if you see all this just sitting still, that is snow and ice pack. And again, that tells you just the breadth of how wide this storm was as it came across Texas and how much snow and ice it dropped. So let's take a look here. This is what the skies actually look like. Clear skies out there right now. Clear sky is going to stay with us through the night tonight. And with clear skies, that means we're going to cool down. By the time we get to 8 o'clock, we're looking at temperatures back into those 20s across the area. And by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, lots of teens back in the forecast across central Texas. So again, it's going to be another very, very cold morning. And that's why we're going to watch and see if any more school districts make a decision for Tuesday in the same way that they made a decision for today. Out there right now, again, some of us very close to freezing. Colleen right just above the freezing mark. Again, when you're at 31 and you've got some radiant heat in the air, that helps. When you have tires driving over the ice, that helps. But again, it melts and then it it's just going to refreeze again tonight. So here's the deal. Our weather impact alert continues through Tuesday morning. Our impact, of course, is another very cold night ahead of us and those continued road issues as anything melts, refreezes tonight. And again, make sure you're wearing all of your layers tomorrow if you have to head out. And remember those 4 Ps and make sure you're limiting that travel. Again, your 4 Ps, pets, pipes, plants, and people. Again, extreme cold warning remains in effect for every county shaded in dark blue across central Texas and really a good chunk of Texas too. So with that in mind, again, it is just going to be very, very cold. Take a look at your forecast temperatures as we head through the next several hours here, right around freezing, back down into those teens as we head through the overnight hours. And then by tomorrow morning, again, it's going to be very cold. And then we do jump above freezing finally by the time we get to noon on your Tuesday. In terms of what it's going to feel like, so you saw the temperatures, 19, 20 degrees. That's great. This is what it's actually going to feel like if you step out the door tomorrow morning. It's going to feel like it's in lower teens to around 10 degrees. So our weather impact alert does continue overnight tonight with temperatures right around 16 by the time you wake up, 40 for the afternoon. So we're finally above freezing, and we'll stay above freezing as we head through the next several afternoons. The afternoons are not an issue. It's the mornings you got to watch out for. We're still going to be in the 20s as you wake up Wednesday and Thursday morning, and then we'll stay below freezing basically each morning, but each afternoon we jump right back above freezing. Now here's the deal. We do have to watch for our next system next weekend, and it's really going to depend when the rain comes through because you see those overnight lows do drop below freezing. So again, depending on when that rain comes through, we'll determine what form it falls in. We'll keep an eye on that, but again, our focus continues to be for the rest of today into tomorrow.
Yeah, Matt, I think we already have winter storm fatigue. We are not built for this, but thank you for keeping us up to date and letting us know what to expect. Okay, so right now, the icy road conditions persist across central Texas. In fact, the roads, as we mentioned earlier, have gotten more difficult to navigate as those temperatures stay low because there's no longer that traction that you could get yesterday from the sleet. It is all hard ice at this point. So let's take a live look at these TxDOT cameras. Let's go ahead and start in the Fort Hood area where the post is closed today. They even canceled PT for all units. So that's a big deal. That kind of gives you a signal of the conditions that are out there. The highway there is pretty clear. That's I-14, but you can see not very many folks are traveling out there. Then moving over to Belton, you can also see very little traffic, but the roadways on I-35 at State Highway 14, and you know, that's always a bottleneck area where they converge, but the roadway is looking pretty clear. People are just going slow. Then up to Waco, if we want to take this full so people can see a little bit of a better look. A lot of traffic going through Waco right now, and so just be aware that your main trouble spots are going to be when you have to finally exit off the highway. And then again, looking at Interstate 35 at 84, so that's in the Belmead area right next to the HEB Plus. That area is also looking clear. It almost looks like the roadways are wet, so they're slick. But the main trouble spot you see over here in Temple, you can't even see an area where the brine still exists. Okay, you're not seeing any melting on the roadways, and that is where our studio is here in Temple. And there's a car. There it goes. It's just kind of sliding off, trying to make a turn possibly, but not doing very well. And so slow and steady wins the race because honestly right now there is no race. Don't go out if you don't have to. And if you do, this is what you can expect at this hour just after noon, just after 1 o'clock, almost 1:30 now. Now, if you lose power or you need some way to stay warm, we are here to help. We found all the places that are opening up their doors all across Central Texas to keep our communities warm. All you have to do is text that word warm if you find yourself in trouble to 254-777-6000, and we will send you a list of all of those places, and hopefully it will be nearby to your location. Meanwhile, we are on round 2 basically of school closures, and this is what is happening so far. School districts and colleges have canceled their classes for today, but we're looking ahead to tomorrow's plan. Already, Golson, Hillsborough, and Wortham ISD have gone ahead and canceled classes for tomorrow. That's Tuesday. Several districts will be making their decisions within the next few hours. We do have that full list on our website, and it updates as the school districts send us their closures. So that is a very up-to-date list. You can find that by going to kcentv.com/closings. Very easy and great resource to keep in mind. Now, we are getting pictures and videos from our viewers all across Central Texas showing the icy conditions, showing when that sleet was coming down. We do want to share your pictures and your videos as well, but we want to reiterate safety. There has been a death of a 16-year-old up in the DFW area where they were sledding attached to a vehicle, went too fast and hit a tree, and a 16-year-old girl died in that tragic sledding accident. So please, if you're going out today just nearby your home to have fun, please keep safety top of mind. But if you have any pictures or videos to share, the number is 254-777-6000. We will continue to stream live here on the 6 Plus app so that you know what to expect as we head into this week. And we will be live on broadcast tonight starting at 5 p.m. We will keep you covered, of course, throughout this weather event. So thanks for tuning in live to the live stream here, and we will be back momentarily here on the 6 Plus app.